Just having some technical difficulties. Councillor Thompson, your mic's on.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. We're good. Mr. Clerk, time 7:02. I'm actually going to call this. Actually, we're reporting out of closed session. Thank you for reminding me. We have two items. First item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Reporting out of council reporting out of closed session. The first item, excuse me, just give me 1 second. Motion for the first time is to receive the report. Council closed session report number CMS 23-007 be received. That the project budget for Aurora Town Square be increased by 1.2 million to $53,139,700. And that the increase be funded from funds collected as part of the capital campaign. Number 3, that council delegate authority to the CAO to approve contract amendments, typically requiring council approval only for consulting services related to the Aurora Town Square project. And number 4, the closed session report be released publicly as soon as possible.
Someone like to move that? Councillor Kim, second. Councillor Weiss. Comments? Record a vote.
Record vote for the first item of council reporting out of closed session. Councillor Thompson, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Gilland is absent. Councillor Gallo? Councillor Gallo votes no. Councillor Kim? Councillor Kim votes yes. Mayor Maracus?
Yes.
Councillor Gartner? Councillor Gartner votes no. And Councillor Weiss? Councillor Weiss votes yes. The motion carries.
Mr. Clerk, second item.
Second item of council reporting out of closed session is to receive the verbal update from the CAO.
Someone like to move that? Councillor Gallo, Councillor Kim, comments? Record a vote.
Record vote for the second item of council reporting out of closed session. Councillor Gallo, how do you vote? Councillor Gallo votes yes. Councillor Weiss? Councillor Weiss votes yes. Councillor Thompson?
Yes.
Councillor Kim? Councillor Kim votes yes. Mayor Maracus?
Yes.
Councillor Gilland is still absent, and Councillor Gartner. The motion carries, or Councillor Gartner votes yes, the motion carries, excuse me.
Mr. Clerk, confirming bylaw. Would someone like to move that? Councillor Kim. Councillor Weiss. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Motion to adjourn. Councillor Gardner, Councillor Weiss, all those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Mr. Clerk, time is 7:05. I'm going to call this general committee meeting to order. The town of Aurora acknowledges that the Anishinaabe lands on which we live and work are the traditional and treaty territory of the Chippewas of Georgina Island, as well as many other nations whose presence here continues to this day. As the closest First Nation community to Aurora, we recognize the special relationship Chippewas have with the lands and waters of this territory. They are the water protectors and environmental stewards of these lands, and as a municipality, we join them in these responsibilities. We further acknowledge that Aurora is part of the treaty lands of the Mississaugas and Chippewas, recognized through Treaty Number 13, as well as the Williams Treaties of 1923. A shared understanding of the rich cultural heritage that has existed for centuries and how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future. Council, can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Councillor Weiss, Councillor Gardner, comments, questions? All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. We have no community presentations. We have one delegation 6.1, Javed Khan, Aurora Sports Hall of Fame regarding seeking nominations for the 2023 class of inductees. Mr. Khan, welcome. You have 5 minutes. Floor is yours.
Thank you. Mayor Maracus, excuse me, Town Council, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm delighted to be here to talk about the pursuit of our next class of inductees to the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame and a call for the next group of Aurorans who have made an outstanding contribution to sports and culture in our community. As you all know, Aurora has a rich tradition of sporting excellence, and we've been very fortunate enough to have produced some truly outstanding athletes, coaches, and builders who brought great pride and recognition to our town, both locally, provincially, nationally, and even internationally. To date, we've inducted 44 of these individuals into the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame, who've inspired us with their achievements and made us all feel proud to be part of this great community. I'm here to encourage and challenge as many fellow Aurorans, those who are watching live or the recording, to consider nominating someone. This is an opportunity for us to honor those who have contributed significantly to the world of sports and culture and made a lasting impact on our community. Whether they are athletes, coaches, or builders, they have all played a vital role in promoting the values of teamwork, discipline, and perseverance. Nominating someone is simple and starts with visiting aurorashof.ca. Here you can review the process and download the nomination application. The deadline to submit your nomination for consideration of the 2023 class of inductees is Saturday, April 1, 2023. By nominating someone, you will help ensure that their legacy lives on for generations to come. You will also help inspire the next generation of athletes, coaches, and builders, and provide them with role models they can look up and learn from. Recently, we hosted a nomination information session, which was recorded. The 45-minute presentation shared insights on the process, eligibility, best practices, and expectations. Please join us on any of our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and be on the lookout for posts that will give you access to this recording. I would like to also take a moment to thank the Mayor and Town Council and staff of the Town of Aurora for their ongoing support. Their commitment to recognizing the contributions of those who have helped make Aurora a great sport town is truly admirable. In closing, I strongly encourage everyone to take a few moments and visit aurorashof.ca and nominate someone to the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame who you believe deserves to be recognized for their contribution to sports and culture in our community. Remember, your deadline is Saturday, April 1, 2023. Whether it's a coach who helped you or someone else's goal, an athlete who inspired you with their dedication, or a builder who made a significant contribution to the growth of sport and added to our cultural fabric, take the time to honor them and ensure that their legacy lives on. Thank you.
Thank you, Javed. Council, can I get a motion to receive the delegation? Councillor Weiss, Councillor Gardner, any comments or questions to delegate? Councillor Gardner.
First of all, thank you for your work. And I'm wondering, do you have any idea how many times you've taken the trouble and time to come before council? Anyway, nice to see you.
It's always a pleasure.
Javed, if you want to answer that, yeah, go ahead.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you, Councillor Weiss.
Thanks, Javed. I appreciate you coming forward and look forward to the 10th anniversary of the event. I just have one question, and it has to do with some policies around diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I don't know if you and the board have done those policies or thinking about those policies, because we're living in a more diverse community, and I'm just interested in that, whether there's policies being done at the board, but also are there any policies that are being suggested to the selection and induction committee around that kind of advocacy?
Javed?
Absolutely. Through you, Mr. Mayor, Councillor Reese, absolutely. We're constantly talking about diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. That's vitally important, that people feel that they belong to a community or an organization. There are conversations that we have been having at the board level with regards to diversity in more women athletes, diversity in more visible minority athletes. That's why I'm here tonight to challenge as many individuals who are watching the recording or watching us live to put a nomination forward, because as you know, Councillor Reese, is a very community-driven Hall of Fame. So, you know, we are really relying on the community to bring forward a nomination for possibility to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So yes, there is constant conversation going on. And That's a very good question about the policy going to that next level, and certainly we'll bring that to the board.
Thank you.
Councillor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none. Javed, thank you very much for coming. Obviously, we're looking forward to another successful Hall of Fame induction dinner. And I know I'm looking far further ahead. I did just want to point out and maybe ask a question to you as well, a little bit an add-on to Councillor Weiss's question. Are you working with other organizations as well, such as the Aurora Black Caucus, the Aurora Black Community Association? Are you working with those other organizations from a diversity perspective?
We have certainly reached out to them and asked for some conversation. So yes, we are moving that way. Correct.
That's great. And because I think that it's important that we reach as many people in our community as possible. We are becoming more diverse, and make sure that we recognize those that are, whether they're athletes, as you mentioned, or coaches. And that's a lot of things that people don't realize. You don't have to be an athlete to be in the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame.
Right.
You could be a coach. You could be a builder. You could contribute in many different ways that has contributed to the fabric of our community. And so we do want to recognize those, and we want to make sure they're enshrined in our Hall of Fame so that future generations can look at them and aspire to be just as great as they are. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And we're looking forward, as I said, to many more nominations and to that induction dinners. Thank you. Council, I'll call a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. No consent agenda, advisory committee meetings, nothing. Consideration of items requiring discussion. First on our list is 9.1, application for draft plan, a subdivision and zoning bylaw amendment approval. 5070 Archerhill Court, lots 1 to 14, and Archerhill Court Plan 65M-2494, file numbers sub 2021 and ZBA 2021-06. The recommendation is that report number PDS 23016 be received. 2, that the draft plan of subdivision application sub 2021-02 be approved as shown in figure 4 of this report and subject to the conditions of draft plan approval as outlined in Appendix A. 3, that the corresponding zoning bylaw amendment application ZBA 2021-06 be approved to rezone the subject lands from estate residential to detached third density residential exception zone, detached fourth density residential, detached fourth density residential exception zone, detached fourth density residential exception zone, public open space, and environmental protection with site-specific zoning standards as outlined in Appendix B of this report. 4, that the appropriate servicing be allocated to the development 138 units. 5, that an implementing zoning bylaw amendment be brought forward to a future council meeting for enactment. And 6, that a bylaw to stop, up, close, and convey Archerhill Court to the owner of the subject lands be brought forward to future council meeting for enactment. Would someone like to move the recommendation? Councillor Gallo, second by Councillor Kim. Any comments or questions on this item? Call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Next item, 9.2, Church Street School Asset Management. Recommendations: 1, that report number CMS 23-006 be received. 2, that a new capital project with total budget authority of $173,000 be approved for the refinishing and repainting of Brevic Hall, Aurora Room, Boardroom Gallery, and ancillary spaces in the Church Street School to be funded from the Facility Asset Management Reserve. And 3, that a new capital project with total budget authority of $187,000 be approved for the refinishing and repainting of Aurora Museum and Archives and the Aurora Cultural Center administrative spaces to be funded from the Facility Asset Management Reserve. Someone like to move this recommendation? Councillor Gallo, second. Councillor Weiss. Comments or questions on this one? Councillor Weiss?
Thank you. My only comment was, and I can't find it in here, and perhaps it is the phasing of this. I mean, typically you'd want to make sure all the finishing touches are done and things are finished, but the assumption here is we're going to go through with this when. I'm just wondering about timing on when this is going to get underway, because I'd hate to see something damaged and have to go through repairs and the rest of it because of the continuing construction that's going on likely until the new year. So if I could get some advice from that I'd feel a little bit better through you, Mr. Mayor.
Sure. Ms. McDougall?
Certainly through you, Mr. Mayor. Our goal here is obviously tabling something that we anticipate coming. We see an opportunity that either as things progress with the capital project, there is an opportunity potentially where the contractor will be out. They'll finish their work, their components of work in the 22 Church Street proper, which would relinquish that space potentially for the town to do this work. So there may be that gap. If that doesn't pan out, depending on how things align with the completion of the project, our goal would be certainly as the keys are turned over, the minute it's turned over to be completed as the town receives occupancy prior to Aurora Cultural Center and the museum moving back in.
Councillor?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you. Councillor Gardner?
Thank you. When was this on the plan for this painting, et cetera, the floors? When was it? I'm not sure the floors were included. When was this scheduled to be done?
Ms. McDougall?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, technically these are not formally identified yet in the building condition assessment. It's noted in the report that the building condition assessment, although they have been completed for other facilities, we did originally put it on hold for 22 Church Street and the addition of the new capital project. We wanted to combine them at the completion of the project in order to capture both. That would have told us the timing of when these would have been anticipated, but we certainly anticipate them within the next few years. We don't have a specific date from what would be recommended in the BCA just yet, but we anticipate them imminently based on the quality or the positioning or the concerns that are with the flooring, for example, and certainly with the carpet tiles and so on that are in the min spaces. So we anticipate them in the next few years, but I don't have a specific date for you yet.
Councillor?
My mistake then. I thought I saw in the report that it was planned, but we were moving it up because it is a perfect time when nobody's in the building, no disruption to do the work. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anyone else? Call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. 9.3. Office furniture and contract award recommendations that report number CMS 23-004 be received. 2, that council authorize non-standard procurement under section 2.7 of the procurement policy for piggyback purchasing to award the supply, delivery, and installation of systems, furniture to Technion under the terms of the vendor of record agreement. And 3, that council approve the procurement as a standing offer as defined under section 5.2 standing offers in the procurement policy. Would someone like to move the recommendation? Councillor Kim, seconder. Councillor Thompson, comments or questions on this one? Councillor Gardner?
Thank you. I don't remember ever talking about piggybacking for furniture, but it seems from the report, this is something we've done in the past. Would this have been a council report?
Ms. Wainwright Van Kessel?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So we have piggybacked on a number of contracts before, including office furniture. We typically do it for a number of IT projects as well. That's always been part of the procurement policy. With it being a non-standard procurement over a certain value, then it does have to come to council for approval. So they don't come very often, but there are a few. Piggybacks have gone through an open competition process, though. That's why we're piggybacking on that open competition that's happened by another agency.
Councillor Gardner?
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. I don't disagree with it. I just don't remember it happening. It says in the report that we were going to use some furniture. We were going to repurpose some furniture that we're not able to do now because there's a time lag.
Ms. Wainwright, Ms. McDougall?
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. If I'm not mistaken, Councillor Gardner, I believe you're referring to the admin spaces in the previous report where we were speaking of potentially repurposing town hall furniture for the purposes of outfitting the admin spaces. This is a go forward project where we can certainly utilize furniture through this acquisition opportunity. The previous report was speaking about if town hall refresh was happening, we might have had furniture we could have refreshed. Now we have to buy new. Our ideal is to order from Technion, which is in this report,
Counselor?
if I can clarify. Does that?
Oh,
Thank you. Through Mr. Mayor, I do think, well, what I read was that was where the furniture, when we did the refresh, the furniture was designated to go to the cultural center. So as we didn't do the refresh, this is an extra expense. And I'm not sure what we'll do with the furniture when we do the refresh. Or maybe it'll just be too old to do anything with it. It's just a comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you. Counselor Gallo?
Thank you. The alternative to the recommendation is that the town could elect not to enter the VOR program, which would result in individual tenders for each project and introduction of various manufacturers and product lines, increased costs and longer procurement process. Is there any data that suggests that's the case?
Ms. Warren Van Kessel?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So if we were to not go through with this, we would have to do our own procurement process. That is going to take more time to actually go through. We would likely go through an open competition to set up a standing offer, but it would take significantly more time. Also, with this VOR, we are leveraging the purchasing power of a larger organization. So if we go out, in theory, being a smaller organization, we would not get the same type of pricing that we could under this.
Counselor?
And that sounds right, but what I'm asking is has anyone tested that to especially the increased costs? Do we know that to be true? I mean, we assume it's true and it sounds logical, but do we actually know it's true?
Ms. Warren Van Kessel?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So in theory and based on economics, it should be true. Do we have data in front of us? Not on this specific one. We could look and try and see if we can find more information. Might not necessarily be a procurement of this type, but we'd have to check with some other agencies as well.
Could we get something for next week as far as just something that, I mean, obviously, we're not going to get maybe apples to apples, but where we've done something like this in the past and that piggybacking and we can show the value saved as far as from that purchasing power? Could you provide something?
To you, Mr. Mayor, we can look and see what we can find.
Okay, thank you. Counselor?
That's it.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All vote, all those in favor? Opposed? That carries. 9.4, Council Compensation Ad Hoc Committee recommendations of report number CS 23-009 be received. 2, that the terms of reference, attachment 1 for the Council Compensation Ad Hoc Committee be approved. Someone like to move that recommendation? Councillor Weiss, second. Councillor Kim, comments or questions? Call a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. There's a bunch of notices. Motion for next week. Regional report. Would someone like to move to receive that for information? Councillor Gardner, seconder. Councillor Weiss, any comments or questions on the regional report? Call a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Well, all those in favor? I didn't see it. Okay, opposed, that carries. New business. Councillor Weiss.
None right now. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Gardner. Councillor Gallo. Councillor Kim. Councillor Thompson?
No.
No. Public service, I'll go the other way. Councillor Thompson? No. Councillor Kim. Councillor Gallo? Go ahead.
Just want to acknowledge that tomorrow is Pink Shirt Day, and I just want to read the history of it. The first Pink Shirt Day was established by Travis Price and David Shepard of Breverick, Nova Scotia in 2007. They brought and shared 50 pink shirts after Chuck McNeil, a male ninth grader, got bullied for wearing a pink shirt on the first day of school. The former Premier of Nova Scotia, Rodley MacDonald, then declared the second Thursday of September Stand Up Against Bullying Day. in commemoration of these events. The Premier of British Columbia in 2008, Gordon Campbell, finally announced February 27th to be a regional anti-bullying day, and that they set the last Wednesday of every February as the National Anti-Bullying Day in Canada. In 2009, boys and girls clubs wore pink t-shirts that said Pink Shirt Day and Bullying Stops Here for Anti-Bullying Day. So I just want to acknowledge that it's tomorrow, and we should all closely pay attention to this, especially during these still troubled times and youth and mental health.
Absolutely. Thank you, Councillor Gallo. Councillor Gardner, public service announcement? No. Councillor Weiss, go ahead.
Thanks. I had the pleasure just 2 days ago to meet with Epilepsy York, who received a $500 check from the IOOF. And I was advised at that point that on March 26th is Epilepsy Awareness Day. And the part of that is not a pink shirt, but it's a purple. So you wear something purple. And in many towns and cities across the country, they are identifying or lighting a town facility in purple. And I don't know whether this should have come under new business or not, because I don't know what our process now is of proclaiming a day and getting those types of things underway, but we're about a month away. And I wonder what we can do about helping Epilepsy York to celebrate this awareness day.
And Councillor, I do believe we do proclaim it. We've done it in the past, and I do believe it will be, it's already there. The clerk's already saying, I've already signed off as well on it. So that will be there. I'm not sure if we do raise a flag or not. We might. I think we might have in the past, but that's something we can also do. And as far as lighting a facility or something like that, that's something that would be done in the future with the town square. We will be able to light things certain colors to advocate on behalf of that organization or whatever it is that day is. So definitely.
Well, the suggestion was made that perhaps something at a town park or some obvious place where a purple lighting could occur. So I'll leave that with perhaps people who are going to be able to do that and change some light bulbs if it's possible. But I'll work on that between now and the 26th. And I thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I got a few, actually, and one, just speak of Epilepsy Day. Today, there's still time. Today is Shrove Tuesday. So if you want to go get your pancakes, go out and get your pancakes. I will give a plug to one of our local businesses, Wimpy's. They are doing $1 a pancake, and all proceeds go to Epilepsy York Region. So if you're still hungry when we're done this meeting, which looks like it's going to be soon, go get your pancake. And then a few more. I got the great honor of being able to remind everyone that parking on residential streets is strictly prohibited until April 15th. I noticed that no one sitting around this table wanted to talk about that one, but I will bring it up. Between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. And these restrictions allow us for the safe and effective clearing of snow and road maintenance. And to learn more, visit aurora.ca/winter parking. For the month of February, Aurora's online Skylight Gallery is featuring the work of Samantha Jones entitled Disembodied. This is from her own experience growing up in a suburban home in Aurora. Samantha creates micro detailed artworks that translate the ambiance of space through familiar textures, objects, and backgrounds rooted in both reality and the dream world. And you can view this online gallery at aurora.ca/skylight gallery. Also, until March 31st, nominate someone for our 2023 Community Recognition Award. We are honoring the best individuals, groups, and businesses that have contributed their time and talents to making Aurora an incredible place to live. And for more information on how to place your nomination, visit aurora.ca/CRA. And Aurora continues to celebrate Black History Month and the important contributions of Black Canadians. In partnership with the Aurora Black Community Association, we are providing so many opportunities to learn about and celebrate Aurora's Black community and our diverse and rich cultures. And for more information, visit aurora.ca/Black History Month. And also tomorrow, the Chamber, Councillor Weiss, did you want to add something? Yeah, sure.
Just wanted to, through you, to thank the events group that worked so hard over the weekend. I was there all weekend, it seems, and I met many people from out of town who stopped me and wanted to talk about how well this is organized and how they appreciated it. They also appreciated the fact that people weren't in their pockets all the time. It was an opportunity for young families to get out and see something new and have some fun in a variety of different ways. So I want to thank Shelley Ware on behalf of the council, and through to Robin, please extend our thanks, because it's one of those events that separated us from other communities in York Region. So I want to thank very much for them for the work that was done.
Thank you, Councilor Reese. Absolutely. And I'd say the only thing that would have made it better is maybe just a little bit more snow, so it wasn't so muddy out there, but everyone still had a good time. And
Well, it seems it's either balmy or it's freezing. So I'd like to get something in the middle myself, but we're not in charge of that. So
absolutely. And I just wanted to remind everyone that tomorrow is the Aurora Chamber of Commerce Mayor's Luncheon. I'll be delivering the State of Town address and discussing many things that have not only gone on over the past year, but things that we can look forward to, the exciting future for Aurora in 2023. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. It's going to be a great luncheon. And with that, I will call for a motion to adjourn. Councilor Reese, Councilor Gardner, all those in favor? Opposed? Carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.